Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Path Through Time. My name is Dakota, and I am your PM, your DM, your GM. Sitting to my left is somebody who likes making dough out of Dawn dish soap and salt.
Yep, it makes it very fizzy and tasty. I am Jacob. I will be playing Zeal the Mimikyu. And sitting to my left is someone who likes their grilled cheese with no cheese and burnt toast.
No cheese and no grill.
It is technically a grilled cheese. I'm Pixel Pluto. I'm playing Chris, the adorable child Buizel.
Alright, if you guys don't know from the podcast, we have a bit of a tradition to decide who does the recap. Jacob, I don't know if you're familiar, so I'm going to just say it real quick anyway. So what we do is, at the beginning of each episode, we all roll a d4. If your number matches the number I roll, then you do the recap. If nobody's number matches, then the DM does the recap. So, I need you all to pull out a d4. I need to find my d4.
Let's see. I forget. I don't know what the current trend is up until where you are in the series. But right now, where I am at the series, you can't stop rolling. Nothing.
You're still in the curse. You're in the cursed section of the show, mid-season 2. Well, let's see if that'll continue. We have less players now, so it's more. It's like I think it's
less likely.
Yeah, it's less. It's more likely for me to do the recap. So, all right. So I have rolled my dice. Now you guys roll and tell me what you got.
I got a 4.
I also got a 4.
God damn it! I got a 3. All right. I guess I'm doing the recap this time. So last time on A Path Through Time, what did happen actually? You guys went to a concert in the middle of a forest because yes, and while you guys were listening to the concert, which was the Gravel Rocks, by the way, a band which is composed of Veronica De Lucario, John Smith, the violinist, Typhlosion, and Chandelier, the Chandelure drummer. You guys were peacefully sitting down, watching the band play, and all of a sudden the lights cut out, and everyone panicked, screamed, and left the place. And when the lights came back on, there was nobody but you, a Glaceon, and I say you. I don't know who you is. The only people left was Zeal the Mimikyu, Chris the Buizel, and Murder the Glaceon. Yes, his name is Murder. There was a Frostlass screaming bloody murder, and then you guys went and did a bunch of investigating. You found a dead Pansage, which was bleeding from a bite mark on the neck. You guys later found out that the original motive of the killer was to steal a golden Gardevoir statue. The Wigglytuff was also knocked unconscious and was just coming to as you guys arrived, which prompted you guys to leave the scene for some reason. That's kind of strange. Afterwards, you guys did a bunch of interrogating. You found out the names of everyone and their occupation, and I don't remember a lot of the finer details this very second, but what I do remember is that you guys got everyone's names, and you got their occupations. You guys,
and all the police are
that
dead.
Was it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys got a phone call. Don't know how you guys got a phone call. Because phones don't exist except in this mansion.
The fire chief told us that the police are all dead.
Yeah, the police are all dead.
So we're cooked.
So I don't know why the fire chief said that, but the fire chief said that. The fire chief's just not doing anything about it, I guess. So you guys are. It is up to a literal child and a psychopath to solve this murder. Who assigned these guys to the case? Fuck if I know. You guys are just here. So, are you guys ready to get into it, or do you guys have something to say?
I still think the fire chief did it.
I think the fire chief did it too.
It is very suspicious. I'm partially thinking I did it.
I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
I'm
Because
conflicted.
running around. I forgot.
it's like everything could point to me, but none of the other. I doubt any of the other characters would think about me being the murderer because, like, I'm child. I'm on everyone's good terms.
Yeah.
But I do find it funny outside of game that I could be the murderer.
I don't know. It's always a possibility. I have a tendency to change things on the fly. If you couldn't tell last episode,
I
for
have
like the
dementia.
Wigglytuff. I think the DM has dementia. Why am I talking to myself in third person? I have dementia apparently, because I change things on the fly.
That's really
But
not good whenever your players also have dementia.
it's just a D&D game where everybody has dementia and bad short-term memory. That would be such an interesting
Oh,
campaign. You're like, why are we here again? The DMs are like, I don't fucking know. Do something. This whole campaign changes every episode.
it's just supposed to be a murder mystery, but somehow it turns into like a hide and go seek or something.
Wasn't well, actually there was a movie recently that came out. Me and Micah watched it over Halloween. There's like this movie about these guys who or this woman who's married into this rich family, and then they have a tradition where they play a card game. If you draw the wrong card, you have to go in like a fucking hide and seek murder game. I don't remember what that
Oh,
game's
I
called.
know it.
What's it
What?
called?
I don't
It was
know,
actually
but I
it's a really good movie.
yeah, it's supposed to be like every time they get a new family member, they have to play a game, but they have a tradition where if they play hide and seek, it's a murder style hide and seek.
Ready or Not. Oh, that's not new at all.
No,
That's 6 years old. Holy crap! I thought
oh,
it came out this year.
it
Yeah, it's
doesn't seem
called
that
Ready or
old.
Not.
Hmm.
Huh. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, there's your movie rec for the day. Do you got anything to add, Pixel, before we hop on in?
Nope.
All right. I gotta have one of you guys give me a random move.
Uh, Iron Tail.
Okay. Iron Tail it is. We are Iron Tailing on in. So you guys are now standing in the middle of the auditorium. I know we keep calling it an auditorium. It's a ballroom. Whatever. I'm calling it the auditorium for fucking consistency's sake. Also, you guys still need to interrogate a bunch of people. You guys got pretty much no information last episode, except like the original motive of the killer and what happened. So you guys have everyone to interrogate. If you wish, I can list the names of everyone.
You gave us a list.
Yeah, I gave you guys a list, but also so it's out there in audio. You guys have
Uh,
Veronica the Lucario, John Smith the Typhlosion, Chandelier the Chandelure, Karen the Wigglytuff, Blobbert the Octillery, Persimmons the Persian, Pearl the Lipard, Chris the Pansage, Christopher for clarity's sake, and Murder the Glaceon. I'm sure Murder didn't do it. He would never.
you're gonna make it seem like it's murder, but we're not gonna convict him. Even if it's like he has blood on his paws, we are not gonna convict him.
You guys look
I
over.
mean,
He's
guys,
holding a
he
knife.
put down for his paper thingy, his occupation, not murderer. He's not it. It's somebody else.
I mean, that's pretty rock solid evidence right here. So I think
Yeah,
that's a pretty
people don't
solid
lie
case,
in this
honestly.
game.
Lying, jeez, yeah. What's that? Okay, so you guys are now standing in front of a line of people holding napkins with red crayon on it, detailing the names and occupations of everyone. It is up to you guys to interrogate or question or investigate everybody. So have at it.
I'm pretty sure
One
we
second,
left
I
off
need
with
to.
the. Oh, sorry. I thought we left off
Sorry,
with the.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I'm just writing down right now. Chandelure couldn't have done it because we saw him on stage the entire time because he's glowing at all times.
And he doesn't have teeth. Oh yeah, I forgot. Are so is everyone in the auditorium?
Yes, they're like all lined up in a line.
So I would like to interrogate Pearl the Leopard. Leopard,
All right,
sorry.
all right. Pearl the Leopard. I don't remember if I said it was a he or she last episode. I think I might have actually mentioned this last episode. Pearl is a she.
Oh,
I'm making my
she.
canonical canon. I'm making it canon. So Leopard is now a canon.
Okay. So, where were you whenever this all happened?
I was outside fixing the fucking flood out in the yard. You, that's where both me and Persimmons were. What do you think? Oh well, you wouldn't know about the flood, I guess. But yeah, we're having flooding issues out in the garden, so it's raining outside. Just fucking flood everywhere.
I'm
And
sorry,
why
who'd she say she was with?
Persimmon?
Persimmons, the Persian.
Who's person? Oh, the person.
So you two were together the entire time?
Yes, I mean, ask Persimmons. He's the gardener. I say, looking at my notes. He was out there in the garden helping me dig a giant trench to try and divert some of the water. And then some idiot, she says, glaring at Persimmons, diverted it straight into the electrical box outside, which is what caused the blackout.
So your guys, you two were the ones who caused it?
As far as I know, yes. Like, I mean, there was a bunch of water all over the electrical box. I just saw all the lights go out. Persimmons started frantically digging, and Persimmons like butts in at this point. He's like, "Is it a he or a she? I don't remember."
You said he.
Uh,
You
it's a
didn't
he.
say.
I have it written down as a
I
he.
don't know.
I have it written down as a he. I don't remember. There's too many characters for me to keep track of. Okay, if things change, it's whatever. Um, Persimmons is like, yeah, I was trying to fucking look. Power went out. I dug a trench, got all the water out, and now it's all over the roses. So we got that to fucking deal with now. So, but power's back on. That's what matters.
Did anybody else knew you guys were out there?
I believe Karen did. Oh, by the way, Karen is not here. I distinctly
Yeah,
remember she walked off out of boredom at the end of last episode.
yeah.
Seemingly out of boredom.
Hmm.
Hold on, I'm gonna note
Interesting.
this. He said that she's walked out of boredom a lot. I think he's trying to divert our attention to her, but I'm not gonna pick up on it because I don't think it's her. Because she was
Actually,
also knocked out. It doesn't make sense why. Well, I mean, it is a good cover tactic, I guess, but why would she steal her own statue as well?
well, my thought,
Unless those two things are not connected. You can go now.
well, my thought is, they said that, uh, Karen knew about them working outside, so they could have possibly known that, or she could have possibly known that the electric would have gone out and just stolen it herself for like insurance fraud or something.
But she owns it. Oh,
Oh,
wait,
she can,
well,
yeah, she
make more
sells
money
it.
because it's stolen?
Well, she would get to keep it, and she would get the insurance of whatever it might be, if insurance exists in this world.
Why
Sure,
don't we
why not?
why don't we question, like, interrogate her on what happened, how she got knocked out and all that? Because I don't think we've done that yet.
You guys haven't
Oh,
interrogated anyone except Blobbert.
yeah, we only interrogated Blobbert, and he told us that Karen wants to eat artilleries.
Oh,
So
hey, I want to make a clarification. I didn't realize what you were asking me last episode. You were asking me about the difference between octopus and octillery. I did not realize that's what it meant. It is an octillery, not an octopus.
yeah,
Oh.
So, making that clear now.
finally.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that, so I listened back to it earlier.
That's fine. But I wonder if she is trying to get insurance money from all this. But then why would she kill her own? Uh, he was the what was the Pansage?
You're talking about his name?
Maybe.
Oh, his occupation,
No,
personal
occupation.
assistant.
Personal assistant.
Personal assistant.
Why would she kill him?
I don't know. For the
Oh, hold on.
thrill of
I got
it.
a
You
good
want me
question to ask.
answer?
No. I got a good question that can ask that can probably figure that out. So I'm gonna walk up to the Persians and Zeal while I can remember things, and I'm gonna ask. So what was the Pansage? What was the Pansage like? What type of guy was he?
You asking the Persian or Zeal? You mentioned both names.
No, Persian. Sorry, I'm walking up to where they are. I'm asking the Persians
That's
because
what
they
I
would
figured, but
most likely know.
Okay, so what's his name? God damn, I gotta pull this up.
Christopher.
Persimmons.
Chris.
We got Chris the
Something
Pansage and
Chris.
Chris the.
Persimmons is the name of the Persian. Persimmons pipes up and he's like, "Well, to be honest, he was kind of annoying. If I'm gonna be brutally honest about that, he was very loud and energetic, and he always tracked mud on the carpet. So, as far as I can understand, he was good at being the personal assistant, but he was kind of annoying."
Interesting. Would you know? Sorry, I sneezed.
Oh, okay. Bless you.
Thank you. Um, would you two know if anybody else saw you outside?
I don't think anyone except Karen knew we were outside.
Well, were you near any windows?
I mean, technically yes, but everyone was gathered in the auditorium, so it's not like we were being watched.
Hmm. Interesting. Zeal takes out a notebook and starts writing in it. Persians are very
You guys
guilty.
keep saying Persians plural. There's
How
one
are they?
Persian. There's one Persian and one Leipard.
Give us a break. You have so many
How are
freaking
they?
characters,
Oh,
not even
sorry.
you can
I'm sorry.
remember.
Unless you're trying to say Persian. What's the word? Possessively. Sorry.
I'm saying the duo.
Okay.
How
Gotcha.
are they
Yeah.
suspicious? They confirm each other, and also Karen does. I don't think they did it.
Well,
Although I
I
could be
thought
playing 2D chess while not the I'm throwing while everyone else is playing 4D chess.
I'm getting like real 8-head levels of conspiracy. I think Karen knew that the Persians and Leopard was gonna somehow destroy the power, and then she went up to the office to steal it. She was gonna originally gonna use it for like fraud or something, and then Chris saw her and then had, I guess, killed him. Because she obviously doesn't really care about Pokemon's life because she eats artillery. So she ain't the moral type of person. And I think the whole
So,
thing being wet and stuff is she dropped the key whenever it was dark out.
Hey guys, sorry about that. We had a bit of audio issues. We had to put a splice in the audio, so we are leading back in right now. Sorry about that. I don't remember what you guys were talking about. Something about insurance fraud.
Yes.
oh yeah.
So take it away, insurance fraud.
I think Karen was getting the Leipart and Persian to somehow either personally or accidentally destroy the lights for she can steal her own statue for insurance. And then the Pansage just happened to see. So I think that's what this whole thing is. But the
I'm
question is why she wanted. Oh, that would make sense now, because she always told them. Oh, wait, I still don't know that. God damn it.
I will make this
No,
a
my
little. I'll make this a little bit easier for you guys. It's going to be a good idea for you guys to write down each individual clue and everything you guys learned from the interrogations. That is something Jake on PTT did for the mystery we had there. So I just
Uh,
put it out there.
uh,
Highly suggest you guys write down your notes and reference, or write down the
okay.
clues and reference them. Because I can tell you guys are missing some things because you're not able to look at all the clues at once.
Well, we have cannibalism. We got the wet key and the wet statue area. We have a bite mark. We have pretty much all of the band members pretty much accounted for. Because,
mm,
well,
sort of.
how are you supposed? How long? What? I think we said this last time. How
It was
long was
about
the
a minute.
blackout?
Yes, the blackout was 1 minute long.
So, how would you possibly get off the stage onto the stage, kill someone, get back down, like steal this, and then hide it? Like, I don't think any of the band members could have possibly done it. So, I can't find a
The only
pen.
other thing, the
Oh,
only thing that makes me doubt your thing is the fact that Karen was like had a bruise and all that and was like knocked out essentially.
she could have been faking it. Because, once again, it's the whole like, how fast can you possibly be? And if she wasn't fast enough, she could just play dead. So there was a wet key. What was the key to again? It was to her
Her
office,
office, yes.
which which had the um, statue in it.
Yes, it was sitting in a cabinet in the back of. It was a big display piece on her cabinet behind her desk.
So wet key in for the office, a stolen statue. Fight.
Although the thing that makes me like kind of think that it was Karen as well was the conversation I eavesdropped on about how
Yeah,
um
she wanted the
Karen
body cleaned up.
wanted um the Persian to clean the dead body um of the Pansage and didn't even really seem to care at all that he was even dead.
Yeah, so
So
technically, Zeal doesn't know that still, but as a player, I
I'll
know.
say it when it's important. I'll say it when it's important.
Well, actually, this is a good time because we're interrogating the live parts and stuff, so. And you just butted in asking
Okay.
how. So,
So,
oh, I
Chris is
forgot.
gonna.
Cannibalism.
Yeah. What? Are you like writing this down and such?
Yes, I have wet key for the office, a stolen statue, bite marks cause of death, passive with dead body, and cannibalism. And I guess I can also add the light parts and Persians was outside.
Yeah, that's probably just a suggestion. Probably a good idea to write down clues and alibis.
Cleaning.
Where was the Octillery said he was in just cooking.
Yeah, he was in the.
The reason I'm giving you guys this help is because I do only want this to be a 3 or 4 parter. So I don't want you guys fumbling around for forever.
Well, with all
Hold
this,
on.
I think it's Karen.
Hold on. One more thing though. Hear me out. The Octillery kind of left. Why would the kitchen be on fire if the Octillery was in there, and remember how he had to like put it out essentially, or he had to put it out.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he was in the kitchen.
I think what whenever Chris was running all over the place, I don't remember where you found him. So.
Oh, I don't remember either. I might have been the kitchen, which actually would have been funny and not helping my case.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what do you guys
We
say?
would have to re-listen.
So I'm a
Hear
Christopher?
me out. I'm gonna.
No, the
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna
Robert.
do. Me, Chris. I'm gonna run up to the artillery. I forget his name.
Blobbert.
Yeah, Blobber, and I'm gonna ask him the same question I asked the person. Hey, so what was the Pansage like? What type of guy was he?
Well, he was an annoying little brat. No one really liked him around here. He was energetic, always getting in people's ways. He was supposed to be the personal assistant of Karen, but like, I don't know. He wasn't very good at his job. He's really young, and just not a great fit. So he was probably gonna get fired sooner rather than later. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't got much to go off of. Everyone
Yeah,
hates this man. Do we
everyone
need to
hates
solve
him.
this murder?
It might be like a whole thing with like everyone here is guilty because you have a Robert who is cooking up his own kind, so that's a crime. You have the Persian and the Leopard turning off the power, which could mean that they are the criminals, or helping the criminal because they made it where the power got cut off, either purposely or accidentally. Then you have Karen, who is just wandering around and not really caring that one of her employees just got murdered and she got attacked. Like, that's another thing. She got attacked and she's not like wanting to catch this killer. She's definitely guilty. The only other thing would be the Leopard and Persian, because they turned off the power and they're also wet, and the key was wet, so. And the spot where the statue was originally was also wet, so could have been also them. Actually, yeah, I guess it could be the Karen who stole it. Well, then that's another thing. Where could this possibly statue be?
Well, you guys have to find out more
I'm trying to
clues.
piece together. Okay.
It's almost like you guys only have half the clues.
What if we just
Well,
run to Karen and ask her side of the story?
We would have to go find her.
Because we still have. I'm good at finding people.
Okay.
I'm good at finding people. What was your method last time?
Running around.
Running around and finding people.
You ran
And I'm
in
gonna
random circles.
And
And
he
has
also
it worked?
found.
Only out of sheer luck.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go searching again. I need to search for Karen.
Okay,
I'm gonna first look in her office.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna first look for her office and then
Okay, that's
maybe see if
perfect
she was
because yes, Karen is in her office. She is asleep at her
I'm so
desk.
good at this game.
She's asleep! She doesn't care that there's a killer. She doesn't care that
Because
there's a
it could
killer
be
because
her.
she's the killer. She knows no one's gonna kill her because she's the one who killed the.
Because she's a killer.
You are not gonna get me to convince or convict the murder the Glacian or any of the band members. You can possibly get me to convict Robert, but that's just because he's a water type.
Okay. Okay, so what is Chris doing with Karen?
Do I wake her?
Mm-hmm.
Is there Okay,
I
Zeal,
would
let's
use
mind
water
think for
gun
a
on
second.
her.
Is there a way I could wake her up without annoying her?
Frisk her. Like search for evidence.
That'd be even more frustrating if she woke up.
Just say you were
Also, you
trying
already
to wake her
searched
up.
her. You already searched her and she only had 1,000,000 Poke on her.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Wait, why would she want more money for this insurance scam then?
I'm still
Ah,
wondering that then.
okay, I'm gonna put a question mark next to insurance.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna knock on the door really loudly and then like say, "Hi, I need to interrogate you because I'm like interrogating everybody. I think this is how mysteries work."
I have a question. I don't remember. Do you still have a knife on you? Because Zeal
No,
gave you a
I set
knife
it
some
down. I
point at the
don't
end of
have a
last
knife on
episode.
me.
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay. All right, fine. So you knock on the door. Karen wakes up.
No,
Like,
he.
what's up?
So like, I just need to ask where you were whenever like the lights went out and it was so scary.
Karen looks at you. She's like, "Can't you see I'm using my beauty sleep? Like, leave me alone."
Just need this answered and then I'll leave.
Do you want? I'm assuming you want my version of the story. I couldn't remember how to do this fucking accent. It's horrendous.
It's a Karen accent.
I know, but I'm terrible at imitating that.
Shaloof.
I don't know.
No Simish.
Sims? I don't play The Sims.
Aw.
Okay. Well,
Sims are
anyway,
fun.
Karen. I never said it wasn't fun. I just don't like simulation games. All right. Karen looks at you and she's like, "Well, if you must know, I was doing my office, making money like always, and Christopher, he was cleaning up my room when all of a sudden there was this big flash of speed, and then I got super dizzy for some reason. I fell over, hit my head, and next thing I know, I wake up. Christopher's dead." She's turning southern. This accent.
Great.
So, speaking out of character, so was Chris in the office? Because we
No,
found
he
him
is
in
just
the
outside
hallway.
the office.
Okay.
He's just outside the office.
Okay, I had it wrote down that he was in the office. Sorry.
Yeah, he was just outside the office.
Did we have to open the door? No, never mind. I think we saw into the office. I'm putting more effort into this than I actually should. This is like a homework assignment.
I know, I'm using so much of my brain power.
And it's like, I don't want to keep on saying it because it's probably annoying at this point, but it has to be her. It's either
What
her.
if? Hear me out. It's not.
It's either her, the leopard, or the Persian. And if it's one of the Persians or leopard, it has to be both of them because they're sticking up for both of them.
Yeah.
Wait, was there only one bite mark on the hand sage?
Yes, there's only one bite mark.
So it wasn't a double team.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm assuming Persian is the smaller, is the pre-evolution of leopard, correct? I'm
No,
focused.
Persian is the evolution of Meowth.
Oh shit! I was thinking it was
Have
the.
you've been thinking of Purloin this entire time?
Yes!
Let's be honest,
Okay,
he did say
so-
Purloin at the beginning.
No, I said pearl was purloin, and then I corrected myself, said lipard.
So,
But I've been saying
Oof.
Persian this entire time.
okay, so it's Persian and Leopard, the two big cats.
Yes.
Well, okay, so this makes a lot more sense now. Wait, why in the world would you send two cats out in the rain to
Because
clear a clog?
because that just happens to be the gardener you have and the butler.
Why send the butler?
Huh? I'm pretty sure Lipard's the butler.
Assistants.
No,
Yeah, assistants. I don't know.
Pansage is the.
Yeah, Pansage is her personal assistant for her office work.
No. Assisting the gardener.
Well,
Why would the
I mean-
butler do it?
I mean,
Oh,
she did.
I-
She did just say that Christopher was cleaning her office around her while she was doing stuff. So
No, we're talking about the Leopard and the Persian.
What about
we're
it?
asking
Yeah, so
we're asking why the butler would help the gardener clean up a hole
because
for flooding.
that's the purpose of a butler is to clean and maintain the
Outside?
property. Yes, not just inside. Yes, the gardener is mostly responsible for the garden and stuff. It's a gardener, but the butler doesn't just sit and do inside stuff. Pretty sure. It's not
I,
like
um,
it's not like their jurisdiction is limited to inside the house or something.
I am writing down bullshit.
I don't know how this
okay,
is bullshit.
so we're throwing the case over this argument.
The gardener needed some help, and the butler went to help. That's it. I'm not even trying to say this to throw you guys off or anything. I'm just genuinely saying that's not ridiculous.
Well, then why? This is making no
Okay,
sense.
anyway, so Chris is gonna say thank you and then leave.
Alright, the Wigglytuff falls asleep as soon as you leave.
Okay.
So, we interrogated Wigglytuff, Artillery. Technically, we interrogated both of the Persian and Leopard as they counted for each other.
I will say to make it easy on you guys, both the Leopard and Persian basically will give the same story. So for the sake of not repeating myself, they will have the same alibi.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Which is kind of why I tag teamed them when you interrogated one.
it's either both of them or Wigglytuff.
You
Did
guys
we-
still
hold
have
on,
some
have
people
we-
you didn't. You guys still have some people you didn't interrogate. I will say.
It is not
That's what I was
murder.
about to say.
It
You
I was
guys
is
about
are
to
not.
ask, have we asked Murder what they were doing?
You guys have
Have we
okay.
done that yet?
I
You
don't
guys,
think we even
you guys have
asked.
clearly forgotten somebody.
Artillery,
No, you guys didn't talk
No,
to
we
Crystal.
interrogated him.
Crystal.
The
Oh,
fucking
No,
Frost
We
Lass.
didn't.
You
Okay,
you did
hold
not
on.
put her name on this list.
I didn't. I'm looking
Yes,
at it
you
right now.
did.
I did not. I did not. It is
Oh.
not there.
That is
It's-
fair. I have it on my paper.
Oh,
So
yeah. It's
that's
not
why
on
I
this
was-
list, but it
That was
is
on my
one of the
next
people
list.
that was
Okay,
very prominently mentioned in the last episode.
she was the one who found the bodies. I remember that.
Yes, she is the one who stumbled across the body. She is the housekeeper.
Wait, she also works here?
Yes,
Oh
we
my
said
gosh,
this
you-
already.
Yes! I literally have written down in my notes, Crystal, mansion housekeeper.
Then why does we have a butler?
I don't know. Those are just three fucking professions I threw together that I thought related to a mansion. Okay.
At
It's
least you
good
admit
enough.
it. Okay, so
Okay, unless you're gonna do anything, I'm going to interrogate Crystal. Unless you're
Well,
gonna do it, which I don't care.
you can interrogate her. I've been talking way too much.
Okay. I'm gonna walk back to the main auditorium, ballroom, whatever you want to call it thing, and see
Uh-huh.
if Crystal is there. And if
Alright, you
so,
walk-
I'm gonna
Yep.
walk. Oh,
Go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Okay. And so if Crystal's there, I'm gonna walk up to her. So I'm gonna say, so I'm kind of going around asking people what they were doing at the time of the murder. And then I just realized that you were the one who discovered the body. So I probably should have asked you first what, like, led you to stumble across, Christopher?
I feel like you would know how to
So
pronounce
yeah,
your
well,
own name. Just saying.
hey, there's like 3 other letters at the end of it.
Oh my god. So
He can't think
devastating.
that far. Yeah, he can't think that far.
Okay. So Crystal looks at you and she's like, well, I mean, I was cleaning the guest bedrooms up on the second floor, and I was pushing my cart around, and I found the body of Pansage when I was putting the cart away. It's very simple, really.
And where are the carts stored?
They're stored in the cleaning room. She gestures upstairs. You can see like a door that you assume leads to like a closet.
I'm trying to spatially think of this mansion real quick. I've only imagined the upstairs having 2 rooms.
I've imagined it having like 20, but yeah. The 2-room mansion.
And then I'm gonna ask. And about Christopher, Quist, what's his name? I'm pretty sure. What type of guy was he?
You said you're asking the Glaceon?
Yeah, Crystal.
Uh,
I'm asking.
okay, well,
Crystal.
Crystal's not the Glaceon.
Oh
He's
my,
a frost
no
lass.
wait, yeah, the Frostlass. I'm still
Okay.
asking the Frostlass this. How was
Okay.
like who is this guy? I want to get everyone's opinion on this.
Okay. So yeah, Crystal's like, oh well, I mean, we just hired him very recently. He's our newest. Uh, Willie Tough calls him personal assistant. He's kind of like an intern. I guess he's trying to be like a butler or something, but like he fucking sucks at his job. He's always getting in my way. He's really loud, and he's just like a fucking child.
She's saying this to a child.
She is. I forgot. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's what she said.
Chris starts to walk,
Chris,
building up tears in his eyes.
Chris is just standing there staring at her, and he's like, okay, and he's gonna walk away.
Aw, poor Chris.
Ooh.
Okay, we need to ask this Glaceon, or yeah, this Glaceon, if she was the murderer.
Okay. Are you asking him that?
No. Do you want to do it? I've talked a lot this episode. I'm gonna drink some water real quick.
Okay. Zeal will go up to Murder. So, Murder, are you the murderer, or is someone else the murderer?
Well, I mean, in a sense, yes. My name is Murder, so I guess you could call me a murderer. But if you're talking about Pansage, I mean, no? Question mark? I don't think I did it.
Does
I
he
don't think I
say
did it.
question mark?
He does say question mark. Sorry, I do that a lot.
Okay. So you were in the crowd when all this happened.
Yeah, I was sitting. Sorry, I don't remember what voice I had for. Yeah, I was sitting like right next to Chris here. And then the lights went out. I've already told this story, but yes, that's just right here. And then Frostlass started screaming my name. Oh yeah, there was the blackout too. And then there was like pizza or something. I don't know.
Seal just looks away as he mentions pizza. So, you have any prior history with this place?
No, I just like the gravel rocks, so I'm here to listen to the gravel rocks.
How are you dealing financially?
I mean, I'm in college, so you can probably guess I'm not too good, I guess. Why?
Oh, just wondering if you would steal a statue for money. to pay for your tuition.
He's like, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Okay, it's not him. Like, do I
It's
really
not them.
like seriously? Oh, I'm gonna stop even before I start.
You look over at Murder, by the way, and he's like head up in the sky. He's like, I wonder, can I do something like this?
If we find the statue,
Murder is
I'm gonna give it
sorry.
straight to Murder.
If Murder is playing 4D chess with us and is playing us like a fiddle, then props to them.
Well, once again, how does anyone from, because both Zeal, Chris, Murder, um, what are the fucking names? Veronica, John Smith, and Chandelier. How are they, any of them, gonna get upstairs,
I
downstairs
know.
in a
I will.
minute?
I don't.
By the way,
I
you guys are missing a clue that you guys discovered last episode.
frick.
Are we talking about them we cleaned up?
Hmm?
The
No, I don't think.
conversation?
No.
Me having to remember last episode sucks. Because I didn't
All right.
write that much down.
I thought I got everything because we had the cannibalism octopus, we had the wet key, the bite mark, the wet spot on the statue, or where the statue used to be. Yeah, we didn't learn much last time.
Yep, you
'cause-
guys definitely missed a clue.
Yeah, I feel like we did, but
I will give one of you guys an opportunity to roll a history check because this is something your characters should know, but the players seem to have forgotten.
I'm rolling it right now. 15.
Alright, you distinctly remember when you went to interrogate the Wigglytuff, the room was chilly.
It was?
I said this last episode!
How is that supposed to be evidence? Okay, so it's chilly, so a nice type.
Literally,
Okay,
when you
yes.
last episode when
Oh
you
yeah,
both
now I
fucking,
remember.
God
My
damn
brain
it,
is
guys.
remembering this.
You guys are like, it's chilly here, and Jacob was like, oh, it's an ice type! And then you guys just moved on.
We did. So hold on. We need to speak. So
It's either
we've already talked to
Glaceon or
both of the ice
Frostlass.
types.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think any of the other like Pokemon could make cold.
Definitely not Chandelure, definitely not Lucario unless it knows Ice Punch for some reason.
I don't even know why I didn't use it, but
Octillery could possibly learn an Ice type. I don't know its moveset off the top of my head. But it is a water type. Some water types know a lot of Ice type moves, and some just don't know any.
I feel like it's just gonna be a Pokemon that resonates cold.
Oh,
I don't think it's
yeah.
gonna be a Pokemon that learns an Ice type move
Well,
and then would use it to. I don't know.
I will say, as you were talking about, or talking to Crystal, and she said she had her cart and put it into the closet, my immediate thought was, we need to go see that cart. Because one thing that I've been saying a lot is, where the hell is the statue? And where could it have been hidden?
It could be in the cart.
Yeah, that's my thought. So Zeal will go up to Crystal and ask for her keys to the. He'll walk up to Frostlass and say, "Hey, you wouldn't mind if we got your keys to your closet, would you?"
No? What do you mean keys? The closet's not locked. It's a closet.
I don't know.
We're gonna steal carts. We're gonna steal them.
Okay. So Zeal turns around and goes up to the cart.
Okay.
Wait, I would need to know where it is first. He walks back downstairs and asks where the cart is. Or the closet.
She points upstairs to the closet I pointed out earlier. It's up there. Why are you Why are you going to the closet?
Just want to
Can I
check
roll?
something.
Hold on. Can I roll an insight check to see if she's nervous or something? Just like a d20
Sure.
roll.
Roll perception. Investigation. No, insight.
I was
Insight's
just
the
rolling
correct one.
d20s.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's a +3 anyway. Yes, it's insight though. But
10
yes, go
plus
ahead.
3, so 13.
What's a good way to put this? She's an ice type, so she is
Don't you dare.
pretty chill about it.
Oh.
She seems pretty chill about it, but you can
She's a
also
pretty chill guy, you know.
you can also see her eyes flickering towards the closet upstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk with Zeal to the cart room.
I think one of us should stay by her in case she tries to book it.
Where's she gonna go?
I don't know, but she doesn't have a book, so.
God!
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So we're fine.
I'm gonna convict the Glaceon just on spite because it's the closest thing to you, Dakota.
No, no, not my poor Glaceon. Well, I mean, honestly, you might end up convicting him anyway, so we'll see how this goes.
I
They
highly
are
doubt
one
it.
half of the clues.
The only thing convicting
Anyway.
us for the murder is his name is Murder, and he is a nice type. If we were put this in front of a judge, we would get dismissed instantly.
Okay, so I want. Okay, so I. Who's going upstairs?
I think
Both
I
of
should.
us.
I think I should
Unless
stay
you want to
because
stay.
I'm a ghost type, so it's gonna be super effective against a frost lass. So I'm gonna stay with Crystal and keep an eye on her.
Okay, in that case, excuse me. I need Pixel to roll me a d20.
16 plus 3, 19.
Okay,
I'm
so
so good with these dice rolls.
As you pass the kitchen, you notice that there is an ice tray that was left out on the counter, and it is melting, and there is a wet puddle of water on the ground.
What the flip? Okay.
What kind of clue is that?
I don't know. What kind of clue is it? It's a pretty chilly one, if you tell me.
Oh,
What
God,
if they're trying to frame the ice types?
Well, we still haven't found the statue, so if the statue is in the cart...
yeah, I'm walking to the cart room. I want to search this cart room.
Okay, so you open up the closet, and yes, sure enough, there's like a janitor's cart there. It's like a mop bucket with a bunch of like mops and brushes and shit.
Do I see a 1-inch golden Gardevoir statue?
No, because there's the Gardevoir statue is 1 foot tall.
Oh, so it's like half my height?
It is.
Yes, you made that comment last time.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, so I don't think I have it, because it'd be very hard for me to hide it.
But sarcasm aside, you do not see a golden statue there.
Dang.
Okay. Okay, so...
Is there anything of note to my childlike eyes?
I don't know. Why don't you roll a dice for that?
This is gonna be his nat 1.
You're never gonna believe me on these rolls, but I got a 16 plus 3. That's a 19.
Christ. Okay, with a 19, you notice that the bottles are freshly filled. The bottles of cleaner.
But didn't they just clean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Either...
Is there like bottle cleaner thingy in this closet?
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's like refills and stuff in there.
Yeah, so they could. Well, but they.
Well, the thing is,
I don't think they would have. They wouldn't have pushed the cart into the room after they would have like saw. Hey, this guy's dead. One sec, let me fill up my cleaner real quick, and I'm just gonna set that back in there.
You don't know her priorities.
Guys, there's murder.
And here's another
Like,
thing: the Persian and the leopard was supposed to clean up as well. So
they haven't
there's
done that
even
yet. Remember I
no.
checked last episode and they still hadn't done that?
Wait, do we
Because there's
stop
It's
a.
them?
just a
Well, actually, that's. I'm not gonna say that. That's. Sorry. Go on.
unless they've done it now.
No, the body's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
yeah.
want to go back to that ice tray comment.
Okay.
What the fuck? The the only thing that could relate to the ice tray is, oh, they used the ice tray to make the room chilly,
No,
and that's
it's
why.
relevant.
Does that
It's
work
relevant to the
though?
investigation.
Would the ice tray make the room cold?
No,
No.
the ice tray itself is not enough to make a room cold.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so I don't. So what?
unless
What's the point?
yeah, what is this
That's
whole
what we
thing
need
with
to
the
figure
ice
out.
tray?
You guys are definitely hyperfixating on the ice tray.
You
That is-
mentioned it.
I mentioned
You
more than one
mentioned it
thing.
on a random roll.
Yeah, I mentioned more than just the ice tray.
Well, that is
Up-
melting, so it had
yeah,
to have
it's-
been put there earlier.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you guys will find it useful in the future. I guess we'll see.
Okay, I'll put that in my notebook and then move on with my
Melting
life.
ice. So the ice melt.
Hold on, one sec. One sec. I just want to ask one thing. Roughly how big was the puddle? Like a small, medium, large?
There was a puddle of water on the floor. Whoever, I don't know how the ice melted outside. Outside the ice tray, but ice tray melted. There's a puddle of water on the ground. It's a decent sized puddle.
Okay, I just want to gauge a little bit of time.
I will say this to not throw you off. I think this puddle would have been here when you guys did your interrogation.
It just wasn't important enough.
No, it's shit. I can't say that. Well, maybe if you guys finish the case, I'll explain. But
Great,
just know
it's
that
tied
it
to the
is
murder.
relevant.
Okay, my immediate thought is ice being a part of the kitchen, so it's artillery. So Zeal is gonna go interrogate Blobbert some more.
Okay.
So Blobbert, we've been told that you have been stealing money from the cash register. How do you plead?
We don't have a cash register.
What about
This
the
isn't a
whole
restaurant.
tantalizing?
You're really bad at framing people. You know that, right? Or accusing people.
I technically I'm doing better because I'm not threatening anyone. So
Yeah, at least
I
you're not making false accusations with a knife.
yeah, I'm doing better from last time.
Okay,
Technically,
but
a
yeah,
couple of
yeah.
minutes
Blubber's
ago.
like, we don't have a cash register. What are you talking about?
Well, I think you have been telling lies
And what
because
lies do you think I'm telling?
you said that you were in the kitchen the whole time, yet
Right?
we yet there was ice outside the kitchen. Did you put that
Yeah.
ice there?
No, I
Yeah.
thought that was inside the kitchen.
It is inside the kitchen. Yeah,
The
I
ice?
put it on the counter because I was gonna put it in the customer, not the customers. God damn, you got me in a restaurant. I was trying to put it in the guests' drinks, but then this all happened and fucking left the ice out and started melting all over the place.
So the ice melted because of the fire that was in the kitchen earlier. And plus,
Probably a catalyst.
what's the deal with this? Okay. Wait, why did you put the ice on a tray and not in the glasses? Where do you get your ice?
It's almost like I was in the middle of making octopus meat for my master, and I'm trying to deal with the guests all at the same time. Then a blackout happened. I forgot about the fucking taco, fucking whatever. And then I got called out because of a murder, and then the fire, whatever. What was your question?
Where do you get your ice?
The freezer. Where do you think?
Where's the free? Oh, I'm guessing it's in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's in the kitchen, you dumbass. No, it's in my bedroom.
Oh, wait. Can I investigate? Zeal will go over to the freezer and investigate what's inside the freezer.
Sure. Excuse me.
Let me roll. I
No,
assume roll.
you don't need to roll for it. Inside the freezer, you see an ice maker, some ice cream, some frozen octopus heads.
Oh Jesus!
So this
the
is
usual.
where the ice cream is.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Well, I think maybe Blobbert
This is so
can actually.
important.
Maybe Blobbert can bake it properly.
So
Okay,
there's
sorry.
no statue in the.
No, there's no cold hard cash in the freezer.
Dang.
Okay, my thought was you removed ice from the freezer to replace it with the statue. That was my thought.
I just want to say you guys are absolutely hyper fixating on the wrong thing, is what I'm going to tell you.
I know.
So, the hyperfixating is... Oh! The puddle is wet. So someone could have been dry and then made themselves wet. God damn it. That just goes back to Wigglytuff.
Do we?
Because the room was chilly. Then why would the room be chilly? How would you make a room chilly?
It would have to be an ice type. I don't think that the room would be chilly unless there was like an ice type in it. Or it's suddenly cold. But it was like a noticeable, hey, this room is cold.
He did draw attention to it, but he also...
just cold.
Do we know if the whole house is cold besides the kitchen, which was on fire a few seconds ago?
I'm gonna say...
And plus, we're next to Glaceon and Frostlass.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna say the auditorium and wherever Frostlass has been and Glaceon has been is a little chillier than everywhere else. Just because they're ice types. Not necessarily because that's the cause of the cold, but because they're ice types. It is a couple degrees colder wherever they go.
So, okay. the whole
Before
thing
we do
with
anything else, I think we've been focusing on a lot of like theory crafting when we don't have all the evidence. So hold on. Let's just interrogate literally everyone. Screw that the band couldn't maybe have feasibly done it. Maybe they have a way they could have done it. I think we should just
definitely know that
literally
Chandelier
everyone.
Can't.
We kind of already interrogated Chandelier. He couldn't have done it. We saw him on stage the entire time.
Okay.
I don't know how he could have... I also asked the Typhlosion. He said he didn't have his fire on, which honestly is kind of weird to me, but maybe he just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I would think... Well, I would think if there was a blackout, he would make a little bit of fire for he could see or something. Like, he could control it to, like, some degree. It's not like he's gonna...
Maybe.
Light a match and the house is gonna burst into flames, so... So maybe he didn't turn on his...
How likely is it that you can burn down this house if you turn on your back flames? Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Jacob doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Wait, what?
You need to listen to the podcast more. Literally, the next episode you haven't listened to.
Oh.
Oh wait, I wasn't even thinking of that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll write that down in my notes.
What? Listen
Listen
to Arc 1, Episode 5?
It's
to episodes. Yep.
yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
help us solve the murder.
It is not in any way going to help you solve the murder.
Okay, so do we want to interrogate them even though I just can't see it being any of them. Actually,
I
there's a
don't either.
possibility of the Typhlosion because he didn't turn on his flames on purpose. So, but then the whole
Yeah,
thing is,
not to
where
burn
is
the
the
house
fucking
down.
statue?
He would probably say I didn't turn them on so that the house didn't burn down.
Well, let's ask. Zeal walks up to him. Why didn't you turn on your flames where you can see in the darkness?
Chapter 23 of Statute 53 state of the Outcast Law book states that bodily flames are permitted indoors.
Is that a real thing? Is
No.
that? Oh,
But
okay.
obviously, I'm not going to fucking turn my flames on in the middle of a wooden building. I'm not stupid, he says, staring at the camera.
See?
Camera.
It's a joke for one specific person.
Hmm. Okay, so
So we're cooked. Is
yeah,
all I'm
we already
gathering.
asked him where he was. We have no evidence. Is there like some camera system we don't know about, or like?
No, cameras do not exist. There are no GBAs.
But there's
Dang.
electricity because the lights go on and off. So,
We'll go with it.
can we go outside and see if these Lipard and Persians are telling the truth,
Sure.
or is it okay? I take Chris with me for he can dig.
Okay. You guys
We'll
head to
assume I can
the
dig.
back of the house where the two cats said they were dealing with the flood. And sure enough, as you step outside, there is a massive flood that is flooding the entire back garden. And you can see a half-dug trench that is leading into a bunch of roses. That is attempting to divert water away from an electrical box you see on the side of the house.
Okay, so
With
they were
how
telling
good
the
my
truth.
rolls have with how good my rolls have been, I don't want to waste because I think I'm gonna keep getting good rolls for this episode, and the next one I'm gonna absolutely suck. So I don't think that it's worth
Gosh.
investigating this at all.
No, because it's pretty much clear cut. They were back here digging, so
Yeah.
unless they dug it yesterday and murdered,
Yes,
decided
because
to
they can
murder
see into
today,
the future, and they knew the rain was coming. They
they
looked at
could
the
have
weather
some
app on their
weather.
Rain
phones.
dance. Don't get a
Well,
rain dance.
there's rain dance. There's Absol that can detect like disasters and stuff. So
One of
there's
the light pods like, Chef, get out here. Use rain dance.
well there's I'm pretty sure there's certain
Or
moves that
just
can predict the future, like future sight and stuff like that. So
Future Sight's just nuking the field within like 3 other turns.
well, technically, future sight is perceiving a attack. So you perceive the weather is gonna change. But
You
Brett,
perceive the attack of rain on this house.
well, technically, it is a move. So,
Not all moves are attacks. Have you ever heard of Leer?
but that is a move.
But it's not an attack. What are you getting at?
I'm trying to say that using future sight is a attack in the games, but it can be used out of the games as future sight as
Sure.
just perceiving the future.
Yeah, I can see that. But the question is, can anyone in this house learn future sight?
I have no idea. They could pay someone. They obviously paid the fireman to kill all the police.
Obviously.
Whoever the
Great.
killer is here at the house paid the fireman to kill the police.
Okay.
So
So seeing Chris, seeing that, yeah, this trench is trenching. I don't really think that they, like, didn't tell the truth. I was trying to think of the right word, but then I just went with that. He's gonna walk inside.
Wait,
Okay.
were they muddy when they got in? You just said that they
Yes.
were
Yeah.
wet.
They were wet.
Yeah.
Wet, muddy, same difference.
Okay. No, it's not. If they're wet,
Okay.
they were just standing
Well.
outside. If they're muddy, they were digging
Well.
the hole.
Yeah. For the purposes of the show, it's the same thing.
Nah. Okay, we're back on to Wigglytuff.
We're back on square one. Well, we're like past square one at least. We have some information.
We're -1. We have more information than pointing us in random
Answers.
directions.
Not random. They all connect somehow into a murder.
How does melting ice relate to this killer? I want to know, because if it's
Red
one of the
herrings
ice,
exist. I think.
then
Maybe.
why would he make a perception check? Oh. Here's the thing.
I'm not
for
gonna try and
people-
metagame this. I'm just gonna try and interrogate everybody and learn everything.
You guys have now interrogated everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
You have everything you need to solve this case.
How?
We're cooked. It's gonna take 2 episodes for us to figure everything out.
Okay. So, Chris saw Liepard and Persian enter the house after the murderer was called. Wigglytuff got up, went straight to them, and told them to clean up the murder scene after the blackout. She is lazing about, doing nothing. She then goes back upstairs and realizes that her statue is missing, and we have no idea where the statue is. It is not in the closet. It is not outside. It is not in the freezer. I'm just gonna start throwing tables. Like, Zeal attacks every
We're not
table.
gonna start throwing
Okay.
tables.
Okay, so there's food and stuff on these tables. So as you start flinging stuff, there's
Oh my
liquids and
gosh.
half-eaten pizzas getting thrown around as well. And oh yeah, a half-eaten pizza lands on your head with a 4.
A 4?
I've rolled the luck roll.
Oh, okay. I thought the pizza had a number 4 on it for some reason. Like, is that a clue? Right now. 4.
Yes,
Pizza.
on the bottom of the pizza there's a brand and it says 4 on it.
Wait,
No, I rolled a
4.
luck roll.
It's 4 murderers. It's everyone who works there. It's Artillery for being a cannibal. Like, no. He's just wait, Artillery is a murderer. He kills his people.
No, he doesn't. He gets murdered. He gets, like, shipped. Murdered artillery.
Out of context, he gets shipped in murdered artillery.
Yeah. Or at least I think that's what he said.
That is what he said. Yes, he gets it on a pallet as a shipment.
So bite marks. It could be Lucario, Typhlosion. Actually, it could also be the crystal, because I do know for a fact that I have used Frostlass. She can learn bite. So
I'm not. I feel like the bite mart is very important
yeah. So
because that's like the way he was killed. That's kind of
yeah. So it has to be someone who can bite, and I do not think Chandelure or Artillery are in those. I don't even think Mimikyu can learn bite. Yeah, I've used. Hold on, let me look this up, because I'm pretty sure I've used bite in game, unless they changed it.
Hold on. So, whenever we talked to the Frostglass, wait, was that the Frostglass? The one who's like talked about the closet and all that?
Yeah.
Whenever we talked to them, I rolled the intuition check, and they were like darting their eyes to the closet. That's kind of sus.
Yeah, Frostlass learns bite at level 1.
Okay, so they
Okay,
might be able to bite.
eh,
They
so
might be able to.
the room was
Okay.
cold, so, and he said that the rooms can be cold if the Pokemon has been there or around there. And whenever we did go into the room, the Frostlass was with us, so maybe
They
it's
were?
just a rare
I
herring.
forget.
But then
Hold on.
where
Let
is
me
all
let me
this
think about that.
freaking water coming from? Oh my god.
Oh, have you solved it?
It is one of the ice types. Because if an
I thought we
ice
already
type
figured
is,
this out.
well, it generally cannot be any of the others, because if an ice type is holding something, I guess you could say it gets covered with ice, and then whenever they leave, it melts, leaving a wet key and a wet display case. So I
You
think
have
that
you have
that
no idea how much I'm screaming inside right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm not going to tell you whether it's in a good way or a bad way, but oh my
I
god.
think it's in a horrible way.
Well, you have given us too much information. I am an
No,
information
I think we're at
overload.
a good amount. This is a good amount for a murder mystery. I'm actually really liking this.
I am
Despite my
not
other
agreeing to any
compatriot
more in the
here.
future.
Oh,
Well,
I'm agreeing to
damn.
everything in the future.
And my dog keeps on eating cardboard. Is that part of your
Sounds
murder mystery?
actually, funnily enough, it
Oh.
is. You see a griefer in the
What?
corner eating a box, and the box is labeled murder.
That's a hint. The live part's the murderer.
I said a griefer, but okay.
Oh wait, what?
No, it was a joke.
I didn't get it then.
Okay, I'm not about to mansplain it, so continue with your murder mysterying.
um, maybe like a
With
hint.
ours, this is yours.
Oh, I already know the answer. You guys don't, so you guys have to figure it out. I'm not
This
telling
is
you.
like an
Yeah.
escape room where we have all the clues and we're just walking around finding the exact same clues and like, did we use this? No? Well, what does it go to?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Frostlass was the one who found the body, can learn bite, possibly she was darting towards the, like, where could this freaking statue be?
I was about to say we should like maybe ask the process her financial situation, but then again, Dakota already said we have all the information we need.
Yeah, so I want to
I mean,
go back and look through the rooms that she apparently cleaned and see if
okay.
she actually cleaned them and
Are you
if
are you
there's a
asking
statue.
which are you asking which room she cleaned?
I'm just gonna start opening all the doors, just break them down. I'm gonna
Okay, so
destroy
Just
this
ask.
mansion.
What you're gonna
okay.
find? What you're gonna find a room that's not clean and just go, well, nope, she wasn't cleaning. Like, what?
Well, she said she got done and she was returning and she
Okay.
found it.
Okay. Okay, so this is what you find. You find the bedrooms of all of the people who work and live there. The butler, the gravekeeper, and the gravekeeper,
The
the,
Apparently,
gravekeeper.
we got
Who's this
the
another.
guy?
gardener.
Yeah.
So who's this new guy?
the,
If he's a
okay,
nice type, I'm just gonna kill him on spot. I don't care.
it's you see the bedroom of the butler, the gardener, and the housekeeper, and you also see two guest bedrooms, all of which have been cleaned spick and span.
Yeah, so I think they might have cleaned.
Okay, so the Frostlass was telling the truth. Then why is all the bottles refilled? I
When
didn't write
would
that down, but
they
I
have
do
refilled
remember it.
it?
Oh, wait,
Can I
hold
just
on
go
one
and
second. Wait, hold on. Which
Oh.
floor did you say you were opening doors on?
All of them.
So both floors?
That's a lot
Wherever
of
there's a
doors. We're
room that
wasting
could be
time.
possibly.
Okay, okay. You were on the bottom floor, so I was assuming you were. Okay, sorry. Okay, so, yes. So you open every single door. Oh, I gotta come up with everything. Okay.
I
Sorry,
love this
I have
game.
like a bit of a map plan laid out. Okay, the only other thing I'm gonna create is that there is a, the Wigglytuff has a bedroom on the second floor,
I mean, that makes sense.
and
So,
as you open it, it is not clean.
Ooh.
so she was downstairs cleaning, came upstairs, was about to put her cart away without cleaning the upstairs? Oh, maybe she wasn't. Maybe the Frostlass didn't care if she cleaned up the master bedroom because she was gonna quit because she stole the statue. Then why was he shaking his head about me saying that there's ice turns into water when it melts? God,
Who
I
was
think I've
shaking their head?
confused
What
my.
do you mean shaking your head? Who was shaking their
You,
head?
you said you were screaming internally, but you don't know if
I
it was
didn't
good
say if
or
it
bad.
was good or bad.
Yeah, I'm
Like I
assuming
said,
it's
that
bad.
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, my guess is awful.
Don't assume because you're gonna create false. You're just gonna put a negative on something that doesn't need a negative.
I
That
already
gives you no
have.
information.
What is your ideals, Pixel? Because honestly,
Um.
I think I am
Okay.
clocked
So
out.
my. Okay. So this is gonna sound crazy, but what if the murder and um the theft? What if they were separate crimes, but just so happened to be at the same time?
Okay, so the ice type stole something,
Yeah, and
and
then
the
and
only
then
thing we have on the murderer is a bite mark,
yeah, it's only a
and that
bite
no
mark,
one.
so we're cooked. So
Yeah,
never mind. I'm just gonna assume that they were the same thing. That they're one murder and a theft in the same thing.
and there's also assault technically because someone hit Wigglytuff. And I want to go
I
back to a comment that Dakota said, or Wigglytuff said, that she saw a blinding speed, got dizzy, and then passed out. So it could not.
What's her
I feel like I
reasoning?
should clarify on that because I could throw you off. It is she saw something fast move by. That is what I meant to. That is what I intended to mean by that.
Okay, so something fast moved. She passed out.
No,
Would
she
she?
got dizzy.
Yeah, she got dizzy.
Assuming that Wigglytuff is telling the truth, what is fast moving? Like, what Pokemon is moving fast?
Well, in that case, then everyone on the band can now be a suspect. Because I have no idea which one of them can learn like extreme speed or any kind of speed
No, I think it's just
boosting.
base. Like, I think it's just what. I don't think it's Chandelure still. We can still rule out Chandelure. He's like our
Yeah,
only
Chandelure is
thing.
clear 1000%. I guarantee you the octopus cannot learn extreme speed.
I don't think Octillery's quick.
Okay, time to look up Lucario.
I can
Lucario.
tell you for a fact Lucario can learn extreme speed. I've run it on every Lucario I play with.
Force Sphere, Life Dew, Screech, Force Pump, Pain Power, Metal Claw, Heal Pulse, Close Combat, Mega Punch, Ice Punch. Hey, Ice
They
Punch!
can
It
learn
can learn
extreme
Ice
speed.
Punch!
It can learn Ice Punch?
Okay.
Oh, wow. I shouldn't say that.
Frick. I don't think it has to do with this though.
I'm gonna start threatening the Lucario again. I think
Again,
I'm gonna
oh my gosh.
turn. I think
I'm sorry,
Zeal is
Dakota. We're never
losing his
solving the murder
mind.
mystery.
I know. I
I'm
can
about
tell.
I'm about to commit another murder mystery.
And
It's not gonna be a mystery.
you guys, everyone in the mansion dies. I bring in another set of co-hosts to figure that out.
I guarantee you they're gonna have
Yeah,
a
except
better
it takes
time.
them 1 day. Yeah, except
Everyone's
it takes them
everyone's
1 minute to
dead.
figure out.
Yeah, everyone's dead in the mansion. There's one Mimikyu covered in blood holding a knife. I wonder who
I
did
don't
this
know.
murder. It's a 2-minute episode.
I don't see
Okay, we've been on a lot
extreme
of side
speed,
tangents.
but they do have fuck, I just saw it.
So Lucario's just fast regularly, like not even with extreme speed. I think.
Really?
I don't know, they
It
seem
has the
fast.
speed of height, weight,
I
classification.
think it's 70, isn't it?
I'm trying to look.
Oh,
It's
maybe
70 or
70. I don't
90.
think that's fast.
Oh, stats. There they are. It has a HP, a speed of 90. Actually,
It's
yeah.
90. Okay.
It has a
Is
base.
90 fast?
For its generation, I would consider that medium fast. If it was Gen
Yeah,
1,
no.
absolutely. But for Gen 4,
Oh,
I am basing stats off of the most recent games. So, in
Yeah.
accordance with Gen 9, no.
So, I do not think Lucario could have been so fast that Karen could not have seen who was there. So,
do any
I'm
of
gonna
these
start
Pokemon?
accusing Chris because he's been running everywhere.
Yeah, but
What?
I'm
Hold
not
on, wait. What's a
that
what's a
fast.
what's a Buizel's speed stat? Hold on.
Well, it's a baby mon, so it's not going to be faster
Oh,
than a Lucario.
so I'm now the murderer.
It is 85. Whoa.
Well,
I'm
Actually,
slower than
it's 5
I'm
points
slower
underneath.
than a Lucario.
it is.
So you can't rule the Lucario out and rule me out, and you can't.
I
You
can't
know
believe
what
it's that fast. That's crazy.
Okay, I
It's all speed.
so
exactly. So you
the wet key to the office, meaning wait, why was the key wet and why was it outside?
It was not
Oh,
outside. It was in the office.
it was?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it
I
was
thought you said the
outside.
key was right outside the office.
No. No, she when she was attempting to leave, she stooped down in front of her desk and picked up a wet key off the
Oh.
ground.
Okay, so it was probably on the desk, fell off the desk. So so the killer, yeah, she was in the room, so it didn't need to be locked. So why was the key wet then?
If an ice type grabbed something for like a little bit and then
Well,
didn't
you
hold it anymore, would it be wet? Is the question.
here's the
Or
thing.
do we need to throw or or do we need
If
to
it
throw
is an
everything out the
ice
window
type,
because the people oh,
There, I
sorry,
haven't. Have you guys ever heard of the scientific method?
the
no.
simplest option is the most likely the right one. Is that what you're
No,
talking about?
you guys are forming a hypothesis. So what
So
do you do with that hypothesis?
test it out.
You
So
test it.
yeah. So my
Okay.
thought is,
We
if it is an ice type, then the ice type moves so fast that it spun her around, and but then what happened to the ice that made the key cold? So what made the key wet? Or I should say. So it possibly could be an ice type that caused it to be wet. But then you would have to take it in the
oh my
sense that
gosh.
Wigglytuff is telling the truth. So then why would it be wet? She is not a water type. Which then leads me to the whole thing of the ice that's being melted in the kitchen. She made herself wet somehow and then laid down, pretended to be attacked for insurance fraud,
We're still
which I
going back to this.
do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, here's my idea. Chris walks and finds something completely random that would be in the ballroom, like a fork.
Okay.
And he's going to walk up to, we'll say murder the Glaceon.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know. And he's gonna say, hey, I wanna test something. Because, I want you to hold this for a little bit.
He
And I'll come
reaches
back
out
to
with
you.
his little head tentacle things, his appendages, and he grabs it, and the fork gets a layer of frost on it.
Okay. Hold on. Which one was it? Who did I ask to hold it?
You asked
Glaceon.
murder the Glaceon.
Yeah, okay. So theoretically, and he's like, okay, can I have the fork back?
He gives you back the fork, and the ice immediately starts to melt.
So hear me out, chat. Hear me out. It's
So
probably one of the ice types who stole.
okay, yeah. If this is fucking murder, it's gonna be out of left field. Like, all the evidence is pointing towards this fucking Frostlass. Can Glaceon learn Bite? Actually, yes, I do know that Eevee
highly
can learn
think so.
Bite, so Glaceon can learn Bite.
I'd be very surprised if they couldn't.
I know because I ran a Umbreon with Bite because it was Stab.
I can attest to this. Eevee can, in fact, learn Bite. It's one of its only useful moves.
I like Swift. Swift is good.
Swift is okay if you're in Gen 4.
I don't think Gen 4. Oh wait,
There's,
I use Swift on Sylveon a ton because of Pixelate, so that's why I
oh,
say
that
it.
works. Yeah. I don't know. There's so many better options in later games, so if you're
Okay.
running an Eevee as a battle mod, you've got a problem.
Yeah, normally I try to not use my Eevee because I normally turn it into Vaporeon and
Yeah.
I
I'm saying
know
Gen Yeah, I was saying Gen 4 because you get Eevee in Hearthstone City, so it's very reasonable in Gen 4 that you could add it to your party.
yeah, I normally play Gen 5
Ah,
like 2 and it takes forever to get a Water Stone, so I try to keep my Eevee out the battle as
well,
much
I'm
as
sure it's
possible.
better than Gen 4, where you have to wait. I think it's either after the 6th or 7th gym to get to the Ice Rock.
Or
Like, literally,
Glaceon.
literally, Glaceon's unavailable to like the last gym.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, I think in Gen 3, it's only post-game. There's one
Um,
gen where it's
yeah,
just post-game.
no, yeah, you're right. I think it's this. Yes, one of the games it is post game, but we are getting off topic.
Okay, so it's one of the ice types. Can Eevee learn extreme speed?
Oh God, no.
Something has to be fucking fast enough to be a blur, and it also has to be touching. Why would it touch the key if it barged in? The key. So, question: did Wigglytuff or Karen tell us that she had the key in the office and it just knocked down? Because I
She said
remember
that.
her saying,
Yeah. She said she lost it.
okay, so someone stole it and possibly
Which
tried
could
to
literally
return it.
mean that with Karen, it could literally mean she like left it in her office and then forgot where it was.
At this point, I am just up to kill both of them. Actually, all three. I
Let's
don't
kill
like Karen.
everybody in this man. Let's kill everybody in this mansion. One of them has to be the murderer. Unless you know is one of the people who left, one of the many people who came here to watch and then just left. And we're just hoping again. I'll say this again. I said this last time, but we're just hoping that they stayed.
Oh yeah, that's the other piece of evidence you guys have is that in your hearts you know this murderer is really stupid. Add that to the evidence list.
So it has to be Karen. It has to be Karen.
Well, my
Yes,
first
we do.
thought was to
Wait.
Glaceon.
Wait. Yeah, Glaceon, because they're not even smart enough to think. But if they're not smart enough to think of stealing to pay for college,
Then where's the
what
statue?
then?
This
Yeah.
fucking statue is the thing that's been driving me crazy. I have flipped over tables looking for it. It's not in the freezer. It's not outside. Where's this fucking statue? Can we just start like? Is there like some Pokemon here that can learn like attract metal,
Attract metal?
I don't think
gold's metal?
that's an. I don't think that's
Also,
an
gold's
ability.
not metallic.
Yeah, so we couldn't even use a magnet.
There's a promo pass when you need it. Those things are so useless.
Well, I don't know. Not here.
Okay, so it's an ice type for sure.
We're gonna have to assume.
So it's an ice type. It's dumb, and
I
it
just
can
want to
learn
point out
bite.
I was joking when I said add that to the evidence list, but I mean honestly, with how this is going, you might as well.
Okay, I will
Aren't-
add dumb. So it's ice.
Okay.
It stole the key or it touched the key, so that's why it's wet. That just includes it.
What was Murder the Glaceon's excuse or alibi? I mean,
He was right
Uh,
by us.
Yeah, he was right
oh,
next to you
were
guys.
they?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
He was.
Dang, I don't
And
think
he
they
was
could have done
also
that.
downstairs whenever Glaceon was not Glaceon. Frostlass was upstairs. So she is the closest one to the murder body. So possibly it's both of the ice types. I don't know. I don't know. Cause
Hold on. So at this rate, part of me just wants to like have Chris walk up to the Frostlass and just say, why did you murder him, and start guilt tripping them until they actually reveal if they did or not.
Okay, I need you to roleplay that, and we're gonna
No.
go based off of that.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that, but that's what I want to do. Part of me
Okay.
feels like I should do it because everything else is pointing to one of the ice types, and it just doesn't seem like my brain. I've played Among Us like twice, and I know self-reports exist. This could have been a self-report.
then where is the statue?
I don't know.
You
Do
really-
I need to solve that?
A rational
Need
thief
to
would not
solve
hide
where.
his treasures in plain sight. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, do I need
Well-
to know where this is?
Well, the statue might have some evidence. Cause
If you know where the statue is, then you're probably already gonna know who the killer is.
well,
Yeah.
if the murderer had the, so let's say that Glaceon was the murderer, he would hide it probably underneath one of the tables because it's the closest thing near him. Because there's only 1 minute of darkness, he doesn't have time to search the entire mansion for a spot to hide this, and then go back to where he was originally. So
Hold on.
then my thought was, it is the Frostlass. It's in the cart. She put the statue in the cart, put the cart in the closet, and possibly hid it there, waiting for everyone to leave before she can take it out and steal it. Then my thought was with the
Frostlass might have had a
octopus.
minute.
Yeah, because she didn't
Frostlass
have to
might have
return
just hid it somewhere
anywhere.
else. So.
Because that's why I was searching all the rooms, was searching for. Yeah, she was in all the rooms, so the only room that she wasn't in was the master bedroom. But Dakota made that up 5 seconds ago. Actually, it's more like 5 hours goes with how much we've been talking.
I know. We've been
Hold
recording
on.
for about an hour and
Hold
45.
on. It might be the Frostlass. I was reading. This is entirely dumb and stupid, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it anyway. I was reading its dex information, and it says, it is said to not secretly display its prey. And that's kind of obvious when you display it in the middle of a hallway. Never mind.
Never mind.
So we're gonna hope that he didn't go off dex information. Because if he did, then we're cooked. We're actually frozen.
What does it say?
It freezes its foe with an icy breath nearly negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It said then it secretly displays its prey.
Oh my god. If this thing is... Like... You rolled a 19 when you were in the closet, so... It can't be in the closet.
It can't be in the closet. That was definitely a success. If it was there, I would have seen it.
Yeah, I consider 15 and above full successes.
My next thought is it's probably inside the pan sage or something. Like she hid it inside him.
What?
Wait.
Wow, no, that's a wild theory.
Wait, if it is an ice type, why did we not see any like frost burns on the body?
I was gonna ask.
The body was you guys know the cause of death. The body was not frozen.
Yeah, it was a bite mark. But
yeah,
we just if the singular touch of ice type causes it to frost over, you would think a Pokemon with negative 90-degree breath, when it bites you, would leave like a burn, or not burn, some frost or some sort of.
It was pretty wet around where the Pansage was. Wet with blood,
I thought that was blood. I was about to say.
It is.
Wait, what did you say?
Blood. It was wet around the Pansage with blood.
So if there is blood, so if they bit him, it would have frozen.
Not necessarily.
It would have been wild if like the Pansage got bitten, but like the wound froze over, which like cauterized the wound, and like Pansage was just fine. It would have been really funny.
Well, that's what frostbite is your cells and blood freezing, because it constricts blood flow.
I don't think he died of frostbite though.
I don't think he died of internal bleeding. I think a puddle of blood on the floor is very much considered external bleeding.
Well, it's not. In real life, frostbite wouldn't kill you, but it would kill you over time because your cells are dying and you're just not having blood circulate. And the dead cells are going into your blood, which is then toxic. So it's not the frost itself that is...
The Pansage didn't die of frostbite, but you could definitely say it could have been frostbite. Sorry.
I'm just gonna murder the Glaceon.
Why the Glaceon? I thought it was the Frostlass.
I'm just gonna punish the Glaceon because it's the closest thing to Dakota.
No.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Isn't this the second time you've said this?
Yes. Can we just like accuse her? Like, is there like a
you guys can hit the accuse button at any time.
I just want to accuse
the
her.
Accuse button. Do you want to accuse or should I accuse?
I'll accuse her with a knife. I'm super effective with her.
Oh my gosh, we're not going to accuse with a knife. Alright. Everyone's in the parlor, no one's going to listen to you if you accuse.
The knife is still on the ground, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, Zeal picks up the knife with his dark cloak, threatens the ghost type, and surrounds her with his ghostly body and says that she is the killer.
Okay, well, you have to say that in character.
Oh. Okay, so I pick up the knife. So you were the one who murdered Pansage. You're the one who murdered Chris.
I
Where
need
did you
somebody to roll insight.
ins-
Do you want
insight?
me to?
I don't know.
You want me
Sure.
to roll? I've been having good
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah. What is insight
That's
for?
a 1! My streak
Uh,
is ended. I don't know anything.
the frost ice looks pretty chill.
God fucking
Frick.
damn it.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I don't know
frost ice.
anything.
Well,
Frost ice is just like
I still
what?
accuse her.
Start shoving
Yeah, I
evidence.
know.
Start shoving evidence.
So the
See if she
process is like,
buckles.
why did you think I did it? What evidence do you have?
You were next to the body when it was discovered.
Yeah, because I was the
Karen,
one who discovered it, obviously.
yes,
So
because
obviously I was.
Have
you
you
had
heard of
no
Among
time
Us?
to return
That's how
to the.
eyeballs work.
There was not enough time for you to return to the spot that you were at
Oh, I
before
see
the
what you
lights
mean.
turn on. So you hid your evidence by sticking around the crime and playing that you or claiming that you were the ones who found them, which in case incriminates you even more because you did not have enough time to run away.
So the frost ice looks at you is like, okay, so I was in the same building as this murder, so that makes me the victim. I mean, the accused.
She's
When can
about to
I,
become the
like,
victim.
maybe... When can I
I know
maybe see
she's
if
not.
they're actually the murderer again?
I
What do you mean?
I'm pretty convinced.
Or can Zeal roll insight to see if their evidence is having any impact?
No. You already did your
Oh,
insight
okay.
roll. No, you just got to
Frick.
play out all the evidence and see how it goes. This is
Well,
like the end of this is like the end of a Scooby Doo episode.
Yeah, except it's
well,
gonna fail miserably because now I'm not thinking. Keep
well.
throwing evidence. I'll shut up.
Who? Okay. Well, there was water left at the crime scene, and we found out that even a slight touch of a ice type Pokemon, it will turn to frost and melt and leave a puddle.
Yeah, and that's how all ice types work. If you haven't noticed, I'm not the only ice type here, nor am I the only water type here, which have a very similar effect, but with water.
And you are also super effective against a Pansage.
I am. Oh, I guess I am.
And there has been a missing
Ouch, got him with that one.
key. Yeah, she did have a comeback for that. There was also a missing key that was returned to the crime scene that was
Yeah,
covered in.
I'm the housekeeper. Of course, I have a key.
But Karen has said that she lost the key. She did not give you that key.
She narrows her eyes at you. She's like, "What do you mean?" Karen said she lost it.
Wait, what? Wait, what is that supposed to mean?
You said that
I'm
Karen lost a key? I feel like I would have known about this.
Chris is
okay.
gonna pike up and he's gonna say,
Yeah.
whenever we discovered the statue was missing, she like bent down and grabbed the key that was right in front of her desk and say, "Oh, I was looking for this." And we discovered that that was the key to her office.
She's like,
Turning-
usually if Karen lost something, she would have told me and I would have searched for it when I do my cleaning rounds, but that's news to me.
Um, I my brain is fried. I'm cooked.
Well, you haven't
Saying
laid
that
out
in
all the
character,
evidence yet.
out of character. Yeah, keep laying out evidence.
Out of character. Okay. So there was also the floor pizza, the melting ice, bottles, bottles fresh. Oh, the cleaning cart. Why did you return the cleaning cart after you found the body? Was it
Well,
so important to refill your bottles?
uh, I, I mean, well, I just cleaned. Um, I finished cleaning upstairs, so I filled my bottles up. Obviously.
Wrong! Objection! You did not
What?
clean the master bedroom!
Uh, well, yeah, I may have forgotten that one, but I mean, the rest of the hall, everywhere else
But
looks
you just
fine up there,
said
right?
that you finished cleaning.
Well, okay. Does this prove I'm guilty or something?
It proves that you are lying.
It just proves I forgot about something because it's late in the night and there's festivities going on.
How would Chris is gonna bike up. How would you forget about the one person who you're hired to like take care of?
Just because I take care, just because I'm hired to take care of someone doesn't mean I like them that much. So what if she's fucking late on her cleaning? I don't care.
Well, you
Dang.
also said that you would make sure you also care enough that you would help her find something that she have lost.
You see her,
So
she's
you
like
do
grimacing
care.
her. Yeah, you see she's like grimacing her teeth. Like, god damn it.
Ooh,
I don't know if I'm getting Dakota
contradiction.
or I'm actually getting the crystal. Like, I
Uh,
can't tell if he's stumbling over his words or she is.
we'll
I
just
guess
work
that's
with it.
just, I guess that's just good acting, huh?
Yes. Now, you knew that there was a statue up there. No one else besides the people who worked here knew about that statue.
Uh, yeah, and I'm not the only one here who knows about that statue. Wigglytuff will tell anyone about it who asks about it. She's quite proud of that fact, actually.
Well, everyone had a reasonable alibi. There was evidence that Blobbert was in the kitchen still cooking for tonight's festivities, and the cats were both outside covering for each other.
I was
And
cleaning.
but you were not. You did not finish. You did not do your cleaning. The bottles were still full.
Yeah, well, maybe I
No, no, no.
didn't use any cleaning chemicals.
Then you are a poor housemate or whatever
I
you
never
are.
said I was perfect.
And if so, then Karen would have fired you ages ago, meaning that you have reason to steal her Garnivar. Yeah, it's a Garnivar.
Yeah, Gardevoir statue.
It's reason for you to steal the Garnivar statue because she is planning to fire you.
Well, what about Karen herself, huh? She said that she was knocked out too.
Well, she would not have had the ability to um I want to say she wouldn't have the ability to like steal it herself and have no one realize it because
Hold
you
on.
wait, actually,
I,
yeah.
I know I know how to solve this. I know how to like answer to that. Chris is gonna say, why would why would she steal her own statue?
Are you asking this to Crystal?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Why would
Oh,
she steal
sorry.
her own statue?
Well, Crystal doesn't own the statue. What do you mean?
No, 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 no. Why would
Well,
no? Why would the Wigglytuff? Why would Karen steal her own statue?
What are you talking about? Karen wouldn't steal her
I
own
thought
statue.
I thought we were like trying to like say, oh, but Wigglytuff was saying yada yada yada.
No,
Sorry, I thought we were trying to pin
Crystal's
the. I thought she was trying to pin this on Wigglytuff. My
no.
fault.
Crystal was asking how Zeal can explain the Wigglytuff being fainted.
she
Oh,
she passed out from a unknown blur passing by her extremely fast and she fainted.
An unknown blur, huh? So you don't know who did it.
Well, we know that it was someone cold, because the room was cold when we entered.
Okay, and again, I'm not the only cold one here. She says, looking at Murder, who was like gnawing on like a plate or something out of boredom.
Murder was with me and Chris at the time of the murder.
Okay, and the cold lingers for a while. That's how ghosts and ice types work.
Well, he would not have enough time to murder the. What was Chris? He was the butler or assistant, something?
Yeah,
Oh,
personal
personal
assistant.
assistant.
I thought you were
personal
going to ask what
assistant.
Pokemon he was again.
No, I had the list pulled up.
Okay.
He would not have enough
Personal
time to
assistant.
kill Chris, steal the statue, knock out Karen, then hide the statue, get back downstairs, and also be able to hide all this evidence.
Okay. Well, about that blur you said, what is a blur? You
Just
said,
a, a
okay, a
fast
fast
moving
moving Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Okay. Am I the only fast moving Pokemon here? Am I the fastest one? She says, like, actually questioning the group. And
No, but we've already pointed so much that you're the only one that checks all of those boxes.
well, I was cleaning, like I said. Just because I didn't get to the master bedroom in time doesn't mean I was guilty.
But you do not have any evidence to prove that you were cleaning because all of your bottles are still full.
Okay, at this time now I'm gonna allow you guys to roll another insight check.
If
Oh,
we
do you
get,
want me to
I'm
do it, or do you want
I'm gonna
you
roll
to
it
do
this
it?
time.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
you do it.
16 plus 3, that's 19, bitches. Oh,
She
sorry.
is sweating bullets. Ooh,
I really think it's her.
Well, we're also accusing her of murder, so if she is innocent, she would also kind of be very nervous that
No,
she's about
we're
to get.
taking this the nervous type, like the nervous. Oh crap, they're onto me type. So just point out the fact that she's sweating.
Yeah,
yeah,
she's an ice
yes,
type.
yeah,
She should
she's
be like
melting. She's just slowly melting.
be so nervous that she's above 90. Yeah, she's normally
Yeah,
negative 90 degrees. She's now above 1.
she's got a temperature of her body temperature is over like is almost 100 and what 122 degrees above body temperature. That's like if a
It would have
human
to
was
be.
sitting at like
No,
300
it
degrees
would just
Fahrenheit.
have to be above 0. It would have to be above
No,
0.
Depends on if we're talking Celsius or Fahrenheit. But
I'm
either way, it's
talking
about 100 degrees.
I'm talking with Celsius because
Well,
it's so easy to remember that freezing is 0.
well then imagine if a fucking human was sitting at 136 degrees Celsius. Like you would literally vaporize basically.
Yeah.
okay. Getting back to this. At this point, just point out the fact that they're sweating. I don't really think we can throw anything else at them.
I
Unless
still
there is
want to know
something
where
we're
the fuck
missing.
the statue is. Because literally, we searched everywhere.
We'll find it. It's not important. Remember what Dakota said? If we find the statue, we probably already know who the murderer is.
And I think
There.
what she said earlier about the having the victim in plain sight or something is a little too on the nose, but knowing him, he probably did read into the Pokédex.
No. Frostglass's description is that um, they secretly display its prey.
Yeah, so they're secretly displaying the statue somehow.
Uh,
No, I was talking about the murderer whenever I was talking about that.
And how did they secretly display a murder
That's
that
why I'm thinking
they
it doesn't
call
have to
out?
do with this. That's why I'm thinking that doesn't have to do with this.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see your point now.
That's why I said
Okay,
ignore that.
well, we know that. So Zeal will continue to say, so just admit it. At this point, we got you almost red-handed. All we want to know is why you did it. We know that no one liked Chris, but was it enough to kill him and steal Karen's statue?
You look at the frost lass, and she looks left and right, and she fucking bolts.
Of
Yes!
course.
Oh god.
Gosh.
Wait,
That's
wasn't
basically
that?
a confession.
Yeah.
She's attempting to escape out the front doors.
Oh, could Buizel
Uh
pursue?
yeah, there's like 20 other people here that have like extreme speed and other stuff because I guarantee you
Um,
that
I'm gonna
Lucario,
hold on, hold on. Chris is gonna yell to the crowd. Does anyone know pursuit?
um,
someone has to.
I'm gonna say the light part's like, yeah, I can use pursuit, and I guess they use pursuit and pursue the
As a
murderer.
dark type against a ghost, that's super effective.
Sure. So light part tackles the frost lass to the ground, holding her down.
Yes.
Watch,
Yes.
it's not gonna be the killer. Watch, we've been duped. It's actually the murder the Glaceon. We're cooked.
But if he
And they're just
is,
worried because we actually have evidence against them.
I am gonna, uh, if it is murder, I am gonna fucking punch every Glaceon plushie I visit from or see now.
Uh huh. Oh no, I've got one sitting on my bed. I'll never let you over here.
People don't know that.
Hmm. People
Nothing.
don't know that I have a Pokemon stuffed in. What do you mean?
Shush.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've shared the fact that I have like a Pokemon collection, but okay. So what are you guys doing about this
We
murderer?
we go try and help. Uh, is it Perling or the Persian
Lipard.
or Lipard? We go and help Lipard restrain Frostlass.
Okay. Uh, sorry, I just had a fucking brain fart there. Okay, so eventually you guys managed to get Lipard, not Lipard, Jesus. You guys managed to get Frostlass tied down with rope or whatever, and she is now on the floor tied up. I'm gonna say she's restrained.
So tell us why.
Well, fucking fine. Cat's out of the bag now, she says, glaring at Lipard. I look, okay, Wigglytuff, who, by the way, I just want to point out is still sleeping in her office.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
know
she has
about
no
her.
clue.
Yeah.
Wigglytuff would not give me a Christmas bonus like the rest of them, so I figured she was trying to sack me. So I was going to make an exit, and I was going to take the most valuable thing I could with me. So we're going to transition into a flashback, because that'll be easier for me to tell the story.
I fucking
So
knew it.
what
It
happens is
all started.
you guys see the concert playing down below. The second story is a Frostlass pushing a cart towards the doors where you towards fucking Wigglytuff's bedroom. Can't get the name. And all of a sudden, the lights go black, and you see the Frostlass jump up, and you're like, "Oh shit, this is my time!" And the Frostlass dashes over to the office of Wigglytuff, which the door is locked. And Frostlass, having prepared, had stolen the key in the past, uh, stolen one of Wigglytuff's keys that she had left out on her desk. And she used the key to enter the door, in which she saw Wigglytuff sleeping and Christopher tidying up the office very carefully. You see Frostlass drop the key on the ground by accident, as she tries to dash past Christopher. Because I will note for you guys, Frostlass has a base speed of 130.
What
God.
the flip? I was just
So,
supposed to look at their base speed.
That's what I
so,
did for Lucario.
We did for
so,
literally every other Pokemon, just not Frostlass. Oh my
I
gosh.
know for a fact that Glaceon isn't fast.
no, God, no. So,
Okay.
you see Frostlass dash over to Wigglytuff, who seemingly is asleep. Wigglytuff lifts her head, sees sees Frostlass, and as Frostlass uses confusion on Wigglytuff, Wigglytuff, being all dizzy, starts spinning around, and Frostlass grabs the statue and sees that Christopher has seen the entire thing. And as Christopher and Frostlass get into a bit of a fight, she bites the neck of Christopher and he starts bleeding out. As Frostlass leaves the scene and the lights come back on, and she immediately grabs the cart, pushes it into the closet, having not been able to clean yet, runs over to the other side, and screams down below for murder.
Where the fuck is the statue?
As she heads downstairs to talk to you guys, she passes her bedroom where she stores it under her bed.
I checked all the bedrooms.
No. You checked if they were clean.
No,
Yeah,
you
you opened the door,
all
said,
the
"Is this
doors.
clean?" Yes.
God.
You did not do a detailed search of every room. That is not what you asked of me.
Mm.
So, and then the Frostlass came down to talk to you, and that is where everything stays. We jump out of the flashback of
Dang.
Frostlass like, yeah, that's how I did all that, and that's why I did that, because I'm gonna be sacked, I'm gonna be homeless, so I'm taking what I can and fucking running.
Dang, they do have 110 base speed.
I thought it was 130.
No, it just says 110.
Oh, okay. Well, still, it's the fastest
Still
Pokemon out of the
fast.
entire group.
It is?
I think so.
Typhlosion, is it?
Typhlosion? Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a
Typhlosion.
fully evolved.
Pretty.
Let's see. I'm actually not sure.
Oh, I love
Typhlosion.
whenever I look up Typhlosion.
100.
What comes up?
Yeah,
100.
I typed in Typhlosion and it said Typhlosion allegations. God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're not gonna get into that one.
He has a
Oh
base
yeah,
of
Typhlosion's
100.
Yeah.
So technically, yeah, he is fast. Lucario, Chandelure?
I still don't think it would have been fast enough. If Typhlosion was the murder, I don't think it would have been fast enough to run all the way to the room, beat up both the people in there, grab the statue, run and hide it somewhere, and then run it back on stage right as the lights come back on. I don't think he would have had enough time.
Chandelure is freaking slow.
It's a
Buizel.
chandelier.
Chandelier.
It's
He's
a
a big
chandelier.
chandelier.
What do you expect?
Well, she is slower than a Buizel. She has a base of 80. He's 85.
Yeah. So,
Anyway.
yes, you guys have solved the murder. Now, what are you guys gonna do with this Frostlass?
I'm gonna
we have to figure that
murder
out.
her.
Ugh. No, we are not murdering Frostlass. We are waiting till the fire chief, I guess, gets here.
The fire chief. Is that what you guys are doing?
God. Glaceon 65.
Okay.
Yes,
I think
Glaceon's
that
super slow.
I think that we should have somebody watch over I can't speak today. We should have somebody watch over her so that she doesn't like get away or whatever.
I think Typhlosion and me.
We should lock her in the basement with all the Mr. Mimes.
There you go. I was wondering who was going to mention it first.
I completely forgot.
Okay. Actually, I have no clue how Chris would know that the Mr. Mimes exist down there. But he's gonna say, so, is there anywhere we could, like, put her while we wait for whoever to get here?
The light part pipes up. pops up. The Leopard pipes up and is like, yeah, we could put her in the creepy dungeon downstairs.
The
And
mime dungeon.
the Leopard lifts the Frostlass onto her back and is like, you guys should probably stay here. Don't enter Karen's dungeon. And she heads down into like the cellar area. And that is where
No,
Frostlass
not
will
the
rot for the
dungeon.
rest of her life.
Wait, so they just imprisoned her in...
Oh, no, they're only imprisoning her until the police arrive.
Okay, okay.
You just said the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And there's no police left, so I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta
That's
go
what you
figure
get.
out that murder next. I think we got some good evidence against the police. Or, I mean, the
Yeah.
fire chief.
Yeah. You know, considering he said good luck in like a very like ecstatic, whimsical voice, I think he might have done it. Good
Yeah.
luck. Have fun
Good
solving.
luck.
Also, how would he know about this murder?
Because I thought that was the police chief, or the police chief I said, but I said fire chief.
And
So-
also, how are we
So
gonna
he
find
has
him?
contacts.
We don't know what Pokemon it is. We don't know who he is or his name. We don't know where he is. So I think we have a short evidence list for
Yeah.
that murder.
A
But that's for
short
next
suspect
episode.
list. What the flip? So
A
hold
short?
on, Dakota.
We got a long
How
one
do
because
you-
it could be literally
How do you
anyone.
continue this into 3 episodes?
Oh, we're not. This is where we're ending at. You
Oh,
got-
okay.
I saw you guys getting there. I figured I would finish it out on this episode. I was contemplating ending it around the hour 20-minute mark, and I was
That's fair,
like,
that's
they're getting there. Okay, I want to point out the reason
What was
for
that
the ice
fucking
tray.
What the fuck was
The
that?
ice tray.
Yeah, what was the ice tray?
The ice tray was a metaphor for ice melting into wet water. It was
Okay.
a metaphor. It was. I was trying to
Sure.
get you guys to think the key was and the dresser, the cabinet wasn't wet because of a water type. It was wet because it was touched by an ice type and then left to sit and melted, which is why
I
it was
heard your
wet.
cat.
Yes, my cat's being noisy. I'm trying
Cute.
to pet him.
God, that I will say, if you did not say that murderer's name was Murder, I would have. If his name was literally anything else, he could have been a good suspect. But
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be just like the stupid little puppy that was just there as the most obvious red herring on the planet.
we didn't even talk to
Yeah,
him.
no.
We
This is
talked
why.
to him twice.
Yeah, so I wanted to throw in a good list of characters. So what I wanted to do is I wanted there to be multiple ice types. I wanted there to be a water type, so you guys could think about like the wet key and stuff. I wanted there to be wet Pokemon, so the 2 cats.
Ah.
So I was throwing many red herrings your way. I think I had just about as many
See, I
red
told
herrings
you.
as there were like 4 or 5 red herrings that you guys all considered. But the red
I'm gonna
herrings
listen
I
back
gave
to
you,
this.
yeah, the red
sorry,
herrings,
you go.
the red herrings I gave you were all disprovable, which is why I put so many red herrings in there, because I can give you a list of clues, but as soon as I give you the list of clues, you guys could just easily follow and figure out who it is immediately. So I threw in a ton of red herrings that you guys would have to process and disprove before figuring out what are clues, what are red herrings, and which alibis fit the clues, and which
Well,
ones disprove the red herrings.
I think the
I
ones
think I
that
was-
were easily disproven was the bite mark ruled out artillery, and the hole in the backyard disproved the 2 cats. So those 2 were easily, and murder was the most obvious red herring. What
Yes,
was
I-
with the
but I feel
band?
like-
The
We never-
fan?
Or the band, sorry. We never
band?
talked to any of them.
Oh, no.
I think we talked to...
They just kind of existed.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kind of just hung out.
'cause
Yeah, that
once we
one didn't
figured
really.
out Chandelure was lit,
The,
we never talked
in,
to her.
in all truth, the band was there to give you a larger list of suspects, so it wouldn't be so easy for you to narrow things down. But you guys figured out that they were irrelevant pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're like, no way that they can run off stage all the way to there and back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how we
Yeah.
also, because it was, that's why I always said that it was fraud, because we could not find that fucking statue.
yeah. So the biggest thing I was trying to push for, especially there at the end, is I was trying to get you guys to focus on the speed part of it, because there were two Pokemon that you guys that fit the clues you were given, and one of them was purposely put as a very fast Pokemon, and one of them was a purposefully very slow Pokemon. So I was trying to get you guys to focus on that, but I failed. So
Yeah,
that's
I
we
why.
think,
never we never caught onto the speed until they told us, hey, yeah, I'm fast.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
I think the whole speed part was just like complete ignored on the most part, because
I know. That was
we
like the
we
only
had,
difference between Glaceon and Frostlass that I
yeah,
wanted you guys to latch onto.
because there was Pokemon moves in the air, there was actual base stats possibility, so
Yep.
there was tons of different ones that could have been written off, because I guarantee you there are certain moves that could increase Lucario's speed. I know that one, but I don't know any off the top of my head.
Yeah. The reason I was screaming internally is because you guys were talking about the ice tray, and you were like, I have an idea! And you're like, what if ice melts into water? And I was like, he's got it! And then you guys didn't fucking apply it. And I was like, no!
No, no,
You
no,
guys
no.
were.
I think the thing that got me to think about like giving one of the ice types a key or like a fork or something was the fact that I was like, well, if ice types are cold, what if something they hold is like
Yeah, that was the only thing
frosty?
that.
So then I didn't connect the ice to the items. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I did not. I just randomly thought, hey, what if that happened? Wouldn't that be funny? And then I gave a fork to murder, and they're like, yeah, ice, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, that when I introduced the ice tray
Going
was when I
insane.
decided it was going to be 2 episodes instead of 3. So I was pushing harder for you guys to finish this episode, which is why I started giving you guys like small hints and stuff.
As
So
as soon as he gave the fork to Glaceon, I knew, because my thought was with the ice tray was there for someone to get wet or
yeah,
make something
yeah,
wet.
that was not my intention. My
Because
intention was
Yeah,
you
it was
I
supposed to
did
be
think
a
at
you
first that it
focused
was a
metaphor.
on the
Pokemon.
puddle. I wasn't so much focused
No,
on the
I
ice. I was
focused on
focused
the
on the
puddle
puddle.
because I asked. I thought the ice had to do with like maybe the chef leaving the kitchen or something. Um, and like that could mean that his alibi didn't work, and so I asked how big the puddle was to gauge time. But then he said, "Oh yeah, that's just been there," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking whenever you were saying that, was he like pretending to work? Because we walked in and the taco was on fire, and he said he was making drinks for people. And then I asked, well, where's all the drinks? Why would you put ice on a tray and not put them in the drinks? But then Dakota gave him an alibi and saying, oh, I'm super busy. You don't expect me to forget something?
well, like I said, I do have to improv a lot of things because it's not like I make this 100% perfect. So
Yeah, as soon as I started to interrogate Glaceon, as soon as I started doing it to Roslas, I could not tell between the two if you were just stumbling over your
that's
words or
really
not.
funny because I was not stumbling over my words. That was intentional. So that's why I noted. I was like, I guess I'm doing a good acting job because yes, that was Frostlass stumbling over her words. That was pretty much what I intended to say.
Oh,
Because
okay.
every single time she mentioned that she cleaned, I was just like, "You did not finish cleaning. You did not clean at all because they were completely full."
I know. I was trying to get you to double guess yourself or second guess yourself. You didn't.
Oh,
So good job.
I
Yeah,
am.
I do like that clue that you put where she was like, "I'm a good cleaner," and then she's like, "Well, I could have forgotten." Like 2 seconds after, and we're like, "Wait, what?
I
What?
know.
You
I
just said you're
know.
so good at this," and then you're like, "Well, but maybe."
Yeah, that.
But maybe.
What was the whole thing with hers being like, "Oh, I don't know. She would have told me if she lost a key." What was that?
Oh, that was her trying to cover up the fact that she stole the key and she already knew about it. So she was like, well, she didn't tell me, so. Actually, hold
That
on.
just, yeah, that made her even more guilty because that means like she stole it so quickly. I don't know. It made it seem like she was
I
guilty
don't know, that.
herself.
Well, no, actually, that doesn't make sense because Wigglytuff would have told Frostlass anyway. So, actually, that doesn't make sense. You got a good point there, because yeah, either way, Wigglytuff would have told Frostlass if she was missing a key. So,
Yeah,
that
Because
is
she
a bit
was
of a good
sleeping
point.
the entire time the key was missing.
Yeah.
yeah. Because as soon as she said that, I was just like, "But you, she would have told you that." Because as soon as she said that she was a good one, and then she forgot, and then Wigglytuff liked her so much that she would ask her to look for the key, but then she just so happened to not care about Wigglytuff. Like, she was going back and forth on, like, "Oh, I'm good. Oh, I'm bad. Oh, I'm lazy. Oh, I don't care." Like,
Oh, also, by the way, I wanted you guys. I was trying to throw a little bit of shade on the Persian because I had Chris overhear a conversation that Karen wanted Persian to
Yeah,
clean up the body, but he never did. I was wondering if you guys want to question that and interrogate
I
Persian
did. I
in
I was
in
questioning that, but then we went down the ice road, and so I'm like, I'll keep that on the back burner.
yeah.
yeah,
My answer to that would have been that Persian is like, well, there's an active investigation going on. I can't really clean that up anymore. So
well, my thought
That's fair.
was because I tried to put attention to it last episode, but I was told that I couldn't because I didn't know it at the time because um,
hey,
Chris
would you
hasn't told
stop?
me yet.
You hold your
And I
horses.
was just like, okay, I just won't bring any attention to it until Chris tells me. And you never did, so I was just like, I guess we're just
It
not.
was never important, so it's
No,
fine.
it wasn't. But it was cool to be like, huh, if we take out this evidence, it makes them so clear. Because that's what really made me think it was Wigglytuff, was that conversation. But Zeal did not know about that conversation, so I had to go fully
So I
on
was
the ice type.
prohibiting you. I was prohibiting you from going down the path of Wigglytuff being evil just because I'm withholding information from your character.
Yes,
I love it.
if you would have told me about that, I guarantee you we would have focused much more on Wigglytuff. Because as soon as she left, she was in this daze. What was that all about? She always left. Was that a
Huh?
side
Oh,
effect of.
nope, nope. That was just for comedy because
Yeah,
Oh,
Karen
I thought
just
it was red herring
no. She's
because
like
you were
no,
like, well, she left out of boredom.
no. She no. She was just being a Karen. If there's nothing happening that interests her, she's just gonna leave.
because every
She was
single
being a
time she
stupid
was just
Karen.
like super chalant, doesn't care about the murder. And if Zeal was told that she wanted the body cleaned up and did not care, I I would have gone the whole route of like she used the ice cube tray to get the things wet, and the reason the room was cold was because Frostlass was there who found the bodies, and it. already cold because she was cleaning. Like, because you said that all the rooms were clean, so she obviously was in all the rooms. So, like, made the
She
rooms.
was. Yeah, that is something I had to make up last second because I forgot that one of the rooms was supposed to be dirty. So I was like, well, I guess all the rooms on the bottom floor were clean because my thought was that she would have cleaned those before the guests arrived, but no one was expected to go to the upstairs, so she didn't clean upstairs. And then she was gonna. Initially, I was just gonna be like she was cleaning the entire house, but I had to improv it a bit and say that all the bedrooms were downstairs and that Wigglytuff's room specifically was upstairs. So that was just a bit of improv on my part because I forgot
I,
that one of the rooms was supposed to be dirty.
yeah, I was just thinking that. So you were wanting it to be like she didn't finish her job?
Yes, that was my impression, and then I said, "Oh, she finished her job," and I was like, "Shit, that's a piece of evidence I forgot." But luckily, I realized when I described that I forgot about Wigglytuff's room, so I quickly threw together a half-thrown story. I was like, "Well, she cleaned everything on the bottom floor, but the top floor is where Wigglytuff's room is." So
Well,
that
that
was
Hear
just
me
me.
out.
That,
Did
that
you
was
you
check
told us that
every room?
you
that's what
you told us
if you
that after we went to the closet, though. What was
yeah
with
I
all the filled up bottles then?
Uh, yeah, that's when I realized that I messed up because I was like, well, she cleaned all of the stuff downstairs, and I was like, wait, shit, that means the bottle shouldn't be full. But then in my head, I changed my story to like, well, actually, no, she cleaned that beforehand, and then she was only planning on cleaning Wigglytuff's when the murder happened. But since she never got to it, the bottles were still full. So that was a piece of improv I had to throw together last second. So if you listen back to the recording, you can probably hear like around that time when I was describing the bedrooms, I sounded all flustered because I was literally changing the entire story at that very second while I was talking.
Well,
Improv is
yeah,
hard, guys.
I thought you were changing it just because you weren't expecting us to
No,
go into every room.
I changed it because I said the wrong thing.
Uh,
I meant to say one of the rooms was still dirty. And then I was like, all the rooms are clean. But thank God I forgot one of the people who lived there, which was Wigglytuff. So I was able to
Yeah.
throw together a story in like 15 seconds.
well, I think even if you said like, "Oh, all of the rooms are clean except the office," I think it would still been like, "Oh, she didn't finish." Like you could have done it in a sense of like, "Oh, she
Well,
never got to the office because."
but then she could have just said that Pansage was supposed to do that.
Yeah, well, Pansage is the intern. He does all the filing and boring stuff. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I would have probably asked my next question if they would have, if we went down that train and it been like, oh well, Pansage was supposed to do that. I would have just asked like, well, I thought they were an intern. What do interns do? I would have
They
probably followed
they do
that
any
one.
job that they don't want to do
Yeah,
normally.
pretty much. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Our recording uh, uh
It's
is two.
so long.
We're sitting at about 2.5 hours right now. So after
Oh
this is being
God.
edited, it's gonna sit at around like 2 hours and 20 or something. So the last episode I uploaded, well, actually it hasn't been uploaded yet, but it's gonna be around 2 hours long. So this one's even longer than that. So I am going to stop us here. Thank you guys for joining us on this murder mystery. Let us know if you figured this out beforehand, or if you actually thought murder was gonna be the murderer, because I was genuinely like contemplating like, well, I could change this story around, so maybe murder is the murderer. But I decided against that. So all right, I
There
will
was
see you.
nothing.
Hopefully, by the time of this release, we'll have more mainline content episodes for you guys. So we will see you then. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Hello, y'all. Welcome to the end section once again. If you listened to the last end section, you know what's about to happen. So go check out our Discord, Patreon linked in the comments below. Comments, goddamn, what do I always say that? The description, whatever, fucking Christ. Music for this is, I have to pull it up. We have Mansion from Luigi's Mansion, Basement from Luigi's Mansion 3, Sticky Situation from Luigi's Mansion 2, Boiler Works, Drainage Control from Luigi's Mansion 3, Treacherous Mansion from Luigi's Mansion 2, Luigi Ghost Mansion Gate, Nintendo Land, and Grand Lobby Tension from Luigi's Mansion 3, Mezzanine Suspense from Luigi's Mansion 3, Haunted Towers from Luigi's Mansion 2, Bogmire Battle from Luigi's Mansion, Scare Scapper, Capture the Ghost from Luigi's Mansion 3, Title Theme from Luigi's Mansion 2, Paranormal Productions, Horror Set from Luigi's Mansion 3, Distant Piano from Luigi's Mansion 2, Fitness Center from Luigi's Mansion 3, Twisted Sweets, Ghost Theme from Luigi's Mansion 3, Secret Mind from Luigi's Mansion 2, Paranormal Productions, City Set from Luigi's Mansion 3, Master Suite Tension from Luigi's Mansion 3, Gallery, Luigi's Mansion, 1, I guess. R.I.P. Sweet Suspense from Luigi's Mansion 3. King Boo's Illusion from Luigi's Mansion 2. The Great Stage, The Great Hall from Luigi's Mansion 3. Mansion, Luigi Humming from Luigi's Mansion 1. Holy shit. Okay, got that all in one take. Hell yes. Alright, see you guys.